Hello everyone. Right now we are in part 3 of our presentation on module 2 data communication. Right now we are with the twisted pair. We saw about that cable, its properties, its application, etc. Now we are going to see the categories of twisted pair cable, particularly the unshielded and the shielded twisted pair. So twisted pair comes in two varieties, unshielded and shielded. So UTP, simply in short you can call it as unshielded twisted pair or UTP. So ordinary telephone wire. So what you are seeing as the telephone wire is nothing but the UTP. So office buildings are pre-wired with excess unshielded twisted pair because there is no protective overlay or shielding. Okay, so more than is needed for simple telephone support. That means at the beginning we have this one only, right? So if you are looking at most of the office, everybody already pre-installed their office everything with this. So the least expensive for all transmission media, commonly used for local area networks, and is easy to work with and easy to install. Okay, just twisted pair itself, this is the easiest one and the cheapest one. Subject to the external electromagnetic interference, definitely including interference from nearby twisted pair, also the environment noise, everything is going to affect it. Because there is no shielding, right? There is no protection at all. So it is very much vulnerable or susceptible to the electromagnetic interferences, both from the nearby twisted pair, also from the environmental noise related issues. So shielded twisted pair is going to give you a better performance compared to the UTP. Here we are having a metallic braid or shelving as a protective layer over the bundle of those twisted pair cables that reduces the interference faced by the unshielded twisted pair. So that provides definitely better performance at higher data rates. And due to this shielding and all, it is more expensive and more difficult to work with than the unshielded twisted pair. So that about the category. Now this is something more interesting because we are now looking at the standardization happened for the cable. What is the significance of standardization everywhere. So now once it is standardized, it is something everybody, it is somewhat easy for everyone to work with it. Otherwise different people will be using it in their own way, right? That will lead to a lot of ambiguity, communication related problem. Okay, so such an effort is taken by Electronic Industry Association, EIA, with a series of standard for the twisted pair. So in 1991 the Electronic Industry Association published the very first standard, that is EIA 568, and it's known to be the commercial building telecommunication cabling standard. So the word itself says that for commercial building, for the telecommunication application, we can make use of it. Specifying in the use of so what is mentioned by them as the twisted pair cable standard is like they are according to them, they are specifying the standard as 100 ohm, that is the resistance of the cable. Voice grade, that means predominantly it is supporting voice traffic. UTP and STP both are coming under this standard for in-building data application. So adequate main data in the sense mainly voice data they are supporting. Adequate for the data rates need of office environment at that time, because means of course it is a very first step for the standardization, so definitely performance will be very less. But think about that the situation in that time, because it is 1991 but right now everything shifted a lot. So at that time this was something enough. Okay, so accordingly they published the standard. So supporting LAN designs with the range of data rates from 1 megabits per second to 16. See how much band data rate we are getting right now compared with this 16 megabits per second is something bigger for them, but for us even giga we are not happy. Now there is another standardization that happened in the year 1995 after 4 years, that is EIA 568A. Many are there. These are all something important milestones, so that is why they are highlighted. That was issued in 1995 to meet the migration of the user to higher performance LANs that could operate up to 100 megabits per second. So this is over inexpensive cable. Both are needed. We need higher performance with the without spending much cost. Okay, so we need inexpensive cable that can support 100 megabits per second. With that we got the standardization EA 568A. Now see, the other one is can support up to 16 megabits per second only. Now the demand increased to 100 megabits per second. So the new standard reflects the advances in cable as well as connector design. Of course, it is a new design, right? So there will be advancement in both the cable as well as the connector used. So it covers, compared to this 100 ohm, here we have 150 ohm shielded twisted pair, see, and 100 ohm unshielded twisted pair. So the 100 ohm unshielded twisted pair, that part is there. In addition, it is supporting 150 ohm shielded twisted pair. So it itself has different, particularly importantly, 3 categories of UTP cabling. Unshielded twisted pair, if you are taking the UTP part, similarly for STP, many variations are there that you can look at the textbook. The important ones only I listed out here. So the 3 categories of UTP under this standardization is category 3 to unshielded twisted pair. It is a unshielded twisted pair cable and associated connecting hardware. Together we are defining, when there is a standardization, we have to define what about the cable as well as the connector, everything. Okay, whose transmission characteristics are specified up to 16 megahertz. So this is the maximum bandwidth that is achievable for a category 3. See, this is the bandwidth in hertz only, not in bits per second. Okay, so bits per second altogether they are supporting maximum 100 megabits per second. Okay. When it comes to category 4, it is performing better than this. 16 they improved to 20 only. But when category 5, it immediately jumped to 100 megahertz. So definitely 4 is not that much popular, because 16 it jumped to 20 only. 3 and 5 are popular among these. So category 3 and 5 we are seeing in detail. Out of the EIA 568A standards, so category 3 and 5 unshielded twisted pair. Cable by default category 3 twisted pair cable means category 3 unshielded twisted pair cable only. Okay, cable have received the most attention for the LAN application. Category 3 corresponds to the voice grade cable found in abundance in most of the office. Okay, office building over. So the current one what we have, the voice grade cable only, but when it comes to category 5, they are data grade cable. So that is the main difference, only supporting exclusively for voice traffic, other one for the normal data traffic. Okay, so as it is a voice grade supporting voice grade application, it is found abundance in most of the buildings that time. Now most are shifting to optical fiber and all. So if you are having, okay, some of the old construction, you can see this. So our limited distances and with the proper design, data rates up to 16 megabits per second could be achievable with the category 3. So for category 3, it was like a 16 megahertz bandwidth, and data rate also up to 16 megabits per second can be achieved. Okay. Now category 5 is the data grade cable that is becoming standard for pre-installation in new office buildings. So they are talking new in the sense from so the text was written some years back, right? So with that time he is telling about new, so don't be confused. So that time initially we were having only voice grade cable. As new and new buildings are coming, we understood. So that is at the beginning of our internet era, and at that time we are gradually shifting to the data grade application. So category 5 becomes the predominant choice as a cost effective medium that is supporting data. Now our limited distances and with proper design, they can achieve up to 100 megabits per second. That was our goal, right? This is something that is achieved with the basic standard itself. So for this 568A, this was our goal, and that is achieved with the category 5. The key difference between one difference that we already seen, this voice grade support and data grade support. Another key difference between 3 and 5 cable is the number of twists in the cable per unit distance. I already told you, when the number of twists per unit distance increases, means it is more capable of tolerating the interferences, etc. So that will be a better design. So that will vary. So definitely that will be more for category 5. Okay. So the values are like category 5 is much more tightly twisted, or the number of twists per unit length is more. with a typical twist length of 0.6 to 0.85 centimeter. So twist length is small means more twist compared to 7.5 to 10 centimeter twist length for category 3. So the tighter twisting of category 5 or the smaller twist length is more expensive but provides much better performance than category 3. So this is just a comparison table kind of thing. So as we already seen category 3, so we have some classes also. Normally category 3 is twisted pair, is coming under class C, twisted pair. Category 5 is class D. Then category E itself enhanced version, that is 5E. 5E, then category 6 that is class E, category 7 class F. So like that some classification terminologies. So if you are looking at the bandwidth, you already seen C category 3 is can provide up to 16 megahertz, where 5 can provide up to 100 megahertz. 5E same 100 megahertz. Some other performance like I think cost and some other features also, all are not listed here. Category 6 that is class E is providing up to 200 megahertz, category 7 is providing up to 600 megahertz. So better performance, right? Cable type, this is supporting only UTP. Here category 5 UTP and FTP. This foil twisted pair FTP. That much details are not needed. Okay, just understand such shielding itself or providing in a better way, and that's all. So the technology and all, if you are interested, you can read it. UTP, FTP, here it is again UTP, and last one is supporting something called the shielded screen twisted pair. That is again another variation. And if you are looking at the cost, just like you can compare, if one is the cost 70% of that, 1.2 times of that, 1.5 times of that, 2.2 times of that, like they are comparing by taking category 5 as the base. Okay, so of course as the performance is more, the cost will be high. And for more details, you can refer chapter 4.1, table 4.4 of Williams-Rallings, where almost all categories, everything they listed with a very detailed specification as well as application. Actually, that much detail is not needed. That is, I feel this much is enough for twisted pair. This is more than enough. Okay, just understand the properties, because something which is very very familiar for you. That's all. Categories, etc. Brief understanding is enough. Okay. Next we move on to the coaxial cable part. So with this, I am winding up the discussion on twisted pair. Thank you.